One of the biggest sources of confusion in residential architecture is mixing up house types and house styles. People often use the terms interchangeably, but they're not the same thing. In this video, I'm going to show you the real difference between house types and house styles, why people confuse them, and why most homes are actually a combination of both. A house type tells us what a building is, so its form, layout or arrangement. And a few examples of house types would be a townhouse, a duplex, a ranch, a bungalow, a cottage, a split level, an apartment, a mobile home, and even a tiny home. Each of these terms tells us something about how the home is arranged, so its physical setup, how it functions, or how it relates to neighbouring buildings. A house style, meanwhile, tells us what a building looks like and describes the property's architectural appearance. So its design, detailing and visual character. Examples of house style would be Craftsman, Tudor, Victorian, Georgian, Mediterranean Revival, mid-century modern and colonial revival. These terms tell us how a building looks, from its roof shape and window design to its materials, proportions, and decorative detailing. One of the easiest ways to understand residential architecture is to think of most homes as being a combination of both a house type as well as a house style. So a bungalow might be a Craftsman, a ranch could be a mid-century modern, and a cottage could be a Tudor revival. When you combine the two, you get a much more complete description of the home. So rather than just saying it's a Craftsman or it's a bungalow, you're describing both what the building is as well as how it was designed. House types and house styles aren't competing labels. They're answering two completely different questions. But if that's the case, why do so many people confuse them? Well, there are two main reasons for this. The first is that people often use the style as a shorthand for the entire house. So people may say, oh, I love Tudors or I love mid-century moderns. Now, as we know, those aren't house types, they are architectural styles. But in everyday conversation, the style name becomes the label for the entire property. The second reason is that certain house types and styles became so closely associated that people started treating them as if they were the same thing. So take, for example, the Craftsman bungalow, and during the early 20th century, so many bungalows were built in the Craftsman style that people started associating the two terms as one. But as we know, not every bungalow is a Craftsman and not every Craftsman is a bungalow. And as if distinguishing between house type and style isn't enough, architecture can often add an additional layer of description. So as we've discussed, one label may be the house type, one label may be the architectural style. Now, a third label may be the material used to construct it, or another label could reflect a regional tradition, a historical association, or even a commonly used nickname. So let's take a townhouse in New York City as an example. The townhouse is the house type. It tells us what the building is. So in this case, it's a narrow home that shares one or more walls with a neighbouring property. Now imagine the townhouse has tall, narrow windows, decorative corbels supported by brackets under the roofline, and an elaborate front door surround. In that case, the house style is Italianate. Now let's say this property is built with the brown sandstone, which you would see in New York City and Boston, and now it can be referred to as a brownstone. So now we have three different layers describing the same building. The type is a townhouse, the style is Italianate, and the material is a brownstone. So put them all together, and this property is an Italianate brownstone townhouse. Three different labels, all correct, all describing a different element, and when you compound them, it makes a really informative, clear picture of what this property is. And that's really the key takeaway. When we describe a home, we're often describing different layers of information at the same time. That's why a home can be a Craftsman bungalow, a Tudor cottage, or even an Italianate brownstone townhouse. Because every home has a type, most homes have a style, and the most complete architectural descriptions usually involve both. Once you understand that distinction, you'll start looking at homes a little differently, and you'll probably start identifying them with more accuracy as well. I hope this was useful and helped clarify something that a lot of people find confusing. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to join me next week for more Homes Explained.